Okay, now after we done for the meshing part, we already done for the meshing part. So I go straightly to the properties, because in this properties section or module, we want to assign the material behavior or the material properties of the component itself. Inside here we have the steel and also the concrete. For my composite joint, we have the steel and also the concrete part. So the properties itself, you can see here, inside the material manager, you can see I have the cold form steel, concrete, heterogeneous, hot rolled steel, gusset plate, loading plate, shear connector, reinforcement, and also the bolt. So one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 is for the steel properties, and only one for the concrete shop is the concrete properties. The concrete properties. So basically there are there are simple way for you to assign the material properties. For example, the steel, you only have to assign for the elastic and also the plastic behavior. But in concrete, you have the elastic, and also for the concrete damage plasticity. So the plasticity, I will mention to you after that. So okay, like this one, we have the beam and also the reinforcement. Both of that are steel. For steel, you can see here, if you want to create, you create the material like this one. Okay, name, edit the material. For the material, like for example, hot hot rolled steel, hot rolled steel. Okay, we use for the hot rolled steel. Okay, for the hot rolled steel description, I don't have to mention. So the general, you have actually, there's a lot input that you can put inside the properties, like the density. You have the mesh density. If you have the density of the steel, then approximately you can insert the density of the steel itself. But for me, the density of the steel is not in the significant or concern of my study, so you can delete it. Like mechanical, the mechanical is the most important part. You have the elasticity, you have the plasticity, and then the damage for ductile metal or traction separation load. This one is for the concrete itself. Damage of for elasticity, deformable plasticity, and this one is for the thermal, electrical. So this one is not in our concern lah. So my concern is on the mechanical, which is the elasticity. I put the elastic. So the elastic is isotropic. Yes, this is the isotropic. And then young modulus, you got the information from. Okay, how to put this information is that you need to do the material test for the steel, hot rolled steel or conform steel or the reinforcement, and then after that, just input the data inside here. But in this case, if you don't have an experimental program, then you can simply use from the specification from the supplier, or from the guideline, from the Eurocode, standard Eurocode. Then you can put the general value, like for instance, the young modulus that we can get like 330,000 300,000, and 200,000 Poisson ratio I using for 0.3, and then after that, mechanical, this is the young modulus and the Poisson ratio, and then the mechanical plasticity, the plastic yield stress and the plastic strain. So this one I using for yield stress is 275, like normal one. The plastic strength is 0, and then the second one is the ultimate strength. The ultimate strength is could be 430. This is the general properties of the hot rolled steel, and the plastic strength is 0.03, 0.03, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you can see here the hot rolled steel gusset plate, elastic 300,000, 0.3, and the plastic that I put is 275 and 430 for yield and ultimate stress. So the plastic strength and plastic strength. Gusset plate, you can see here the one that we already input 300,000, 0.3, plastic is 275, 430. So this is for the hot rolled steel. And then if you have another properties, like you want to input for the what we call the reinforcement that we already built it. So this is the T10 reinforcement property. You can see here the elastic is 300,000 also for the Young modulus, and the Poisson ratio because it is the same. Plastic, this is the value that I get from the manufacturer, and also the compared with the material properties, material test that I get from the lab, so tensile test. So this is the value that I input for the reinforcement. And also cold form steel, if you have the cold form steel component inside your modeling, so you need to put the cold form steel. So every component have their own properties, so each of the component you need to assign its own material properties, so the elastic for the steel is easy because you have the elastic and also the plastic. For the elastic you have the 300,000 modulus and also 0.3. As I mentioned before, the unit still need to be constant. And also the plastic one, this is the value that I get from the supplier, manufacturer, specification from the supplier, and also compared with the material test that I get from the tensile, the coupon tensile test. So after that, just already create for the material property. And so how about the concrete? The concrete itself, there's a lot, because the concrete I in my study I concerned about, because I have the lightweight lightweight aggregate concrete. So the density is my concern here. So what I should do is I put the density properties. So here I have the density properties, I have the elastic as before, and also I'm using for the mechanical damage for traction suppression law and MAXPS damage. So that's my study, my new purpose, because I already tried a lot of the method to do the, because if I'm using for the damage concrete damage plasticity, which is in the plasticity, you can see here the plasticity, concrete damage plasticity, it will not show the actual behavior of the cracking, of the deformation, because it's still is there's you need to assign the crack position for the concrete so that you can see what is the where is the cracking happen, and so on. So in my study I'm focusing on density. The elastic, you still have to input the elastic. For example, this one, okay, for the density I'm using for 1500 kilogram per meter cube density for the lightweight aggregate concrete. So here you can see minus 0.009, because in our SI unit we are using for kilogram per meter cube, so that's why we need to change into kilogram per millimeter cube. So time divided by 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. So 1000 millimeter to the power of 3. So divide by 1000 millimeter to the power of 3. That's why it's become 0.009. So the elastic I got from the average is 30,000, and also the Poisson ratio. So the Poisson ratio is 0.2. And then the max damage, mechanical damage for traction separation law and max damage. This is the properties that I select for the concrete, because I already reviewed some of the journal and also the recommendation from Dr. Arizu, my second supervisor, because we already discussed about the concrete, and one of his students are doing for the concrete composite also, composite concrete steel composite. So we try to use the max damage, which is in the max damage we have the damage evolution and also the damage stabilization cohesive. The damage evolution max principal stress is the compressive cube test that you get, like for example 35, and then the damage stabilization cohesive, which is the viscosity coefficient you input for 0.0001. So for the concrete properties, there's there's a lot of uncertainty because there's a heterogeneous component. This is not homogeneous. So that's why there's a complex situation where the cracking might happen to the concrete, and also, yeah, you need to because this is a try and error for us, because previously we are using for concrete, that means specificity is also cannot be done. So three properties, which is elastic, density, and also the plastic is using for uh, damage for traction suppression law. Because of suppression law, after this I will insert for the cracking part, because the cracking will we have the separation after this during the analysis. Okay. So the rest is should be equal, because like the both itself, they have the elastic and plastic. The elastic, we have the steel for 300,000 0.3, and the plastic, this one is for the yield and ultimate stress for the bolt itself. And then after you done for the material properties, then you need to assign what we call section manager. This manager, for example, this section we have the beam section. Beam section, solid, homogeneous. If you're using for shell for 2D, then use for shell. If you're using for 3D, solid, homogeneous, and continue. The material itself that you already, this is the part where you need to assign the material, which is you already signed for the hot roll steel just now, hot roll steel. So the material itself you already signed for hot roll steel, and then that's it. Okay. And then after that, after you assign for the section, then you need to assign the section. For example, this one beam. Okay, this is the empty properties. There's no properties to the beam. So what we should do is to assign the section. Select which is the section. Okay, select which is the section, and then click where is the section that we already formed it, which is the beam section. Then simply you can have the, if you got the green color, then is already assigned with the material properties. How about if there is a two or more properties of this section, then you can simply assign, like this one, assign, and then select what is the second properties of the concrete of the steel. For example, they have the properties of uh, I don't know, maybe the conform steel. Then they will have two different material in this section. So basically, you can see here, if beam here, they have two material properties. So in our study, there's only one material properties in one component. So that's why it should be only one material properties. So that is for the material properties. Very easy. So after you done for the, like for example, reinforcement, there is no properties inside this component. So what you should do is, you already done the reinforcement. Okay, this is the reinforcement, elastic, plastic, and you get the data. And after that, you assign, create reinforcement section. Reinforcement, solid, homogeneous, continue, and then T10 reinforcement. Choose for the T10 reinforcement properties. You already have the property. And then after that, assign the section. Select where's the component, and then done. Click for the T10 reinforcement. Then after that, you get the the material properties assigned inside the component. So this is the part for the property. I think there's not much for the properties. As long as you have the data input, then certainly you can put the material properties inside the component. So before you go to the assembly part, make sure uh, the 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 step that you need to done is select this one. If there's any update for this one, so select for this one and feature, just regenerate. So anything that you update, the final update inside your modeling will be updated inside the final regenerate. Just don't worry, because some during your modeling, you will put it inside, delete it, and then put it again, and then you already have the exact data, then put it again. So it's keep on updating. So what you should do is, after the final step, you need to select it and feature for regenerate. Then it will be up to date for your final material properties that you input it. Okay, so that is for the material properties. Then we should go for the assembly part.